And Isabelle, one of the big topics I gather at IPIM and all these kind of events over the last few years was the sort of entree of high net worth and retail investors. And earlier this year, we saw sort of the kind of how this can kind of cause stress for managers, as for what happened with Blackstone, with BREIT, and the sort of having to kind of limit withdrawals around their funds. I mean, it seems like now it's not going to end, that the retail will continue to come into this asset class and it will be part of its growth. So how does one think about that? How does one put controls in place, and how does one navigate that?
Well, retail investor from very high net worth to the mass affluent, it's a massive opportunity. We are talking probably as something that is bigger than the institutional clients, so investors, so probably yes, more than 100 trillion, definitely. So yeah, and they have very limited allocation to alternatives. So everybody is seeing the opportunity. This is a massive opportunity. Nevertheless, it's also a big challenge because, of course, depending on who you are looking at, but at least the medium size, high net worth, they will require liquidity. Regulators will put pressure, to find solutions that will offer some liquidity. And delivering liquidity with liquid assets is definitely a challenge. So my very strong view is that, yes, the industry is tackling, wants to address this segment. We will have to do it consistently with, of course, the regulation, but also taking into account this liquidity requirement. And but at the end, what matters, and if you want to be successful with this segment, it's not, you don't want to be forced buyer, don't want to be forced seller. And the big challenge is that when you raise capital from retail investors, generally the flows are coming into the vehicle. You cannot, with institutional investor, you will draw the capital when you have identified the investment opportunity. With retail investors, the flows are coming into the vehicle. So the very big risk you have if you don't control this flow of capital is to be forced buyer, and at some time, and it will impact the performance. So the recipe will be about finding a way, dealing and working closely hand in hand with the distribution network to find a way to control the inflows and to control the outflows. And if you going that route, that's probably the recipe for success, and this will be definitely a big theme for the next years, I'm convinced. Something we are doing.